What's up YouTube and Multitool people? I'm Joe, you're watching my channel Ink&Iron with an initial impressions of a tried and true Leatherman multi-tool. This is the Leatherman Rebar. This is one of their more classic designs. Looks a little bit more like their original pocket survival tool. Does have a locking mechanism, we'll go over that. All of the tools are fairly well shrouded in the handles when in this closed position, so that's pretty nice for keeping gunk out of your tool. There is no pocket clip, so you'll have to sheath carry or something like that for this. Anyway, let's get started. I think one of the selling points of this tool, especially here in November 2023, is that this is about $80 brand new from Leatherman's website directly, and that comes with their 25-year no questions asked warranty. So that's actually a pretty good deal as far as their lineup goes right now. You have the Leatherman Wave. This is about $120 and you get the same warranty. Other competitors are going to be like the Gerber NXT, Suspension NXT. This is about $35-40 tool, something like that, maybe cheaper if you can get it elsewhere. And the SOG Power Pint here is about 55-ish. Comes with SOG's warranty, which I think is 10-year, but don't quote me on that. Go look it up yourself if you want to be sure. But anyway, I think it looks pretty nice from the outside, and if we open it up, we can see we have the replaceable wire cutters here, and we have the old style without the little gap in the bottom. That is my preferred style of wire cutters. Has a pretty robust looking plier head. Let's compare it to this is a Wave Plus. So it's a little more stout, a little more like the Leatherman Surge, if you've seen that tool. So I think it should be just as capable. This will cut like coat hanger wire, which is about the most I ever ask of my multi-tools. It is well formed, like many of the other Leatherman plier heads. Tips come together well, which is surprising because this tool is used, which is why you'll see some staining and stuff like that around. Does have the ruler on the handles, so in a pinch you can get a quick measurement on something, do a little bit of rough carpentry, rough assembly, that type of thing. I don't know if this is a wire crimper down here. Kind of looks like one, but I'm not totally sure. So possible wire crimper down there. Again, when you get tools secondhand, you don't get the user instructions that usually come with it, so that's unfortunate. Sometimes I am winging it. Alright, on the internal tool set here, everything is inside the handles. This is a saw. It is a decent saw. It is kind of small. It is definitely smaller than the one on the Wave. Let me pull it out for comparison's sake. Yeah, a little bit smaller. It feels a lot smaller, but I guess in terms of cutting length, it's really not that much shorter. You're missing maybe quarter inch overall cutting length, maybe. So, okay, not too bad. The locking mechanism here, if you push down on this thumb pad, you can see it rock up out of the way, and that is what releases the tools to be closed. Make sure you watch your fingers there. Other main tool on this side is going to be a serrated knife. All of these internal tools are locking. You can see a little bit of, discoloration, some staining on there. Interestingly, you can see a burr. You can see a bit of a burr, some rolled edges. Again, this tool is used, so I'm not surprised to see some of these tools with damage on them. This will give me a chance to practice my serrated blade sharpening, which I've been meaning to learn. So I'm not going to test the sharpness of that right now. I don't think it's going to be well representative of what this blade can do. What else on this side? We have a full dimensioned Phillips head driver. I like that quite a bit, reminiscent of the Leatherman Super Tool 300. I don't have it on the table, but I will be showing it on the channel eventually. Yeah, very solid Phillips driver, partnered with the can opener, and this is the pull cut style can opener. It works pretty well on the Leatherman Surge, and this appears to be the same design with the wire stripping notch down here. So yeah, a couple of decent tools there. Now for the other side, we have a file, and it always clumps with the lanyard ring here. I said you're going to have to sheath carry this. I guess I was, not being complete in my explanation. You can throw a lanyard on here and just toss it in your pocket if that's your style. That's not really what I prefer to do, but you do have the option here. The lanyard ring is going to be the one thing that doesn't lock using this locking system, so it'll just kind of move around regularly. But anyway, here's our file. Got a single cut on this side. We do have an edge file, a little bit of a wavy pattern, and a double cut file on the back side. So yeah, feels nice and aggressive. Somewhere between a wood file and a metal file. So very good for improvising. These tools are meant to be in a pinch. Don't have the right tool, but I've got the right tool to get this job done. You know what I mean? Here's why I got this tool for about $40 on eBay. It's because the knife blade snapped the tip off. This is not an uncommon problem. Knife blade steel is very hard, and if you jam that tip into something and try to straighten it out, this is pretty much what happens to you. So I will probably regrind it and just give a new point on there. But no, the edge seems well formed. The geometry looks pretty symmetrical on both sides. So Leatherman's not slacking on the blades here. It's just sort of user error when these things get severely damaged like this. But overall, not bad. It's a pretty short blade. It's not even as long as one of my fingers here. So light duty. It'll get the job done. All right, and then we have 3 smaller tools on this side. I've gotten all with a stitching eye. I think Leatherman has stopped doing this. At least they have for the Leatherman Arc, their newest flagship model. So we may see the sewing eye on here actually go extinct eventually, but this one does have one. It does have a somewhat sharp edge for scraping or for reaming, and then a pretty generous nail nick to get it out there. We have a small flathead driver. This clearly has some use on it. That was not me. Then we have a wide flathead driver as well, probably about 6 millimeters across. This one's 2.5-ish. And yeah, a little bit of damage on there, but nothing tragic here. We can still use these drivers pretty well. So overall, the deal that you're getting is not bad for $80, especially in Leatherman's current lineup. As I said, you are not getting a lot less functionality than their really expensive tools, like the Charge TTI is going to have a similar tool set here. There is a lack of scissors on this tool, so that may make the difference for some of you. I definitely prefer a tool with scissors on it, so I don't know, it'll depend on your use case, whether you are happy with just a rebar or you want to upgrade to something with scissors like a Wave Plus here, or even a Super Tool 300. The Leatherman Rebar in grams weighs 185.72 grams. The Leatherman Rebar in ounces is 6.55 ounces. So I think that's a pretty reasonable carry size. Now all of your tools are going to be inside, so keep that in mind. And I have not carried this enough myself. I've carried it insofar as I wanted to take it around with me and clean it out and work on all the mechanisms before I showed it on the channel, because it was quite rusty and a bit beat up and super gunky when it came to me from eBay. So I have used it a little bit, not as much as I'd like to, so there will be a full review in the future. But overall, I think a pretty decent deal, especially because you're getting a 25-year warranty like you would on a more expensive Leatherman. But this one, you don't have to feel bad about, using hard and doing what needs to be done with this tool. And I think that's really what you're going for when you buy one of these for yourself or for others. All right. Anyway, I've been Joe. You've been watching Ink&Iron. Thank you for joining me. If you want to see more multi-tool content, as well as knives and fountain pens and typewriters, like, sub, do the things, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.